emptying it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The tested state were still there.
Wait, because it was just for nothing. Eh? You
But there
just
was-
had to
there
visit
was-
the website and you got
At that time, you could do mining in your browser, and then you would make a few dollars. Like in a week, you could make $10 just.
Testing. Hey, can you
in your browser.
check if you hear?
Word of Bitcoin.
If you hear with
that's probably
the live
at that
session?
time it was a Bitcoin almost $10.
Can you check if you can hear anything?
No, actually, it was less. Yeah.
Less?
I mean, you didn't earn one whole.
Do you
Bitcoin
hear
in the
anything on
browser.
the live?
You earned just sats.
Can you post it on the what? On the
No, there was.
I
Later
posted
it
on
was
the
like $10.
signal.
I had just like
But
cents.
I think about the fountain time that you just went to a website and you got rewarded with bitcoins, whole bitcoins.
That's like
not
coming
cents.
here today, and then you get 5 guilders of Bitcoin. It's the same. You would only get $5 back then. You know, it's
I don't know
the
if you
same.
hear
No, at that
something.
time you got a whole Bitcoin.
Testing,
when you went to
testing.
that,
But you get
fountain.
$5 then. You get $5 now.
Yeah.
It's the same opportunity.
Okay.
I was doing that with Ripple.
But I heard CITI is gonna repeat that, the fountain, for to get Curacao aware. CITI is gonna, if you visit the city site, you get the whole Bitcoin. The government is gonna.
Well, you can get right now. You can have. They don't have a fountain.
Check if you
But
can
for
hear
example,
it.
Fold has a roulette, and it gives you sats.
Yeah.
10 sats, 20 sats, 30 sats, religiously, almost for a year without skipping a day. I wake up and that's the first thing I did, 10 sats, 20 sats. Every morning for fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It spins and goes, 20 sats, 25 sats, awesome. And I've been doing it for almost a year.
I remember from you were very. He was very straight.
Oh, in the Bitcoin, in the BTC. Yeah, there I put something like.
This one. That he didn't go to the.
Is it there?
That's a meetup.
No, okay, before, after. Today I put it. I think it's that one. No, wait.
That's the last, that's the last entry.
But I put something also, wait.
But if Bitcoin's $20, it's 100 Bitcoins.
Yeah.
And if you believe, it doesn't make sense to go to a conference.
No. Well, not by paying in Bitcoin.
But I had no money in my bank account. I just converted it all to Bitcoin. Like I didn't have very much money. So $2,000 was like a huge percentage of my savings.
No, and just Peter,
Just making the transfer to Mt. Gox at that time was a nightmare. Was like sweating bullets. You had no clue when.
What's it did?
if they're ever gonna get
Yeah.
there.
Can you hear anything?
Is it?
Yes.
But I was just telling Peter that
Maybe the sound is not.
when I first met you, you were really.
Hmm?
No, I
Can you
don't
hear
go
it?
to movies tonight because
But can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, from your mic, it's good.
This is always shit. This is.
No, it sounds good.
I invested a lot of time. Can you hear Parker?
Hello, hello.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Hello, hello.
Are we going to start or are we going to wait for the people?
I think we should wait.
5 more minutes.
What was you gonna say?
Because we have thousands of people on the YouTube.
I was a diplomat.
What is your name?
You were like, no, I'm not going to the movies tonight.
Andre?
Yeah. That's right. I keep saying it to them.
Andreina.
The same thing.
Okay. But in
Because it was true. I couldn't believe it. Wait a second, I'm spending 100 guilders to take Kyle and Sophie and go to the theater and popcorn and Shrek and all these other stupid movies. And I go, what the hell?
Andreina Peters.
No, just stop once a month. Just eliminate that one weekend and see what happens.
He was very religious in this.
So,
But now he's enjoying the fruits of it, of your scrutiny.
yeah, it gives you peace of mind too.
Okay. Maybe it's good that you tell something about you're in Bitcoin already? You know Bitcoin? No.
Not yet.
How'd you find out about CITI? Just an email from CITI?
Yes, because I did found out that this was mistaken from the governor, and I do always follow their pages, and I know workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Daarom heb ik,
Okay, great.
You can understand.
Welcome. There's somebody else. Great, welcome.
The less people there are, the better, because then we're going to grab all the Bitcoin ourselves. Sorry.
One thing is we're going to teach you how to install Bitcoin wallets, so you could learn, connect to the Wi-Fi here.
Connect to the Wi-Fi, yes. I think next time we can put the Wi-Fi code here, so that,
in a presentation.
yes. Do we have water, Monique? Any water?
Here's Ronnie. Ronnie is water here.
Here's hot water.
There's
Oh, it's also normal water. That's good. Where is it being transmitted? On Facebook?
YouTube.
The same as last time.
Yes.
Okay, great.
We just start, and then the rest of the people. What is this? This is from which one?
So Peter.
Peter.
Pretty good, huh?
So who produced it? You produced it?
That I didn't produce, it's from overseas. That Bitcoin Willemstad had recommended it, but it's from one of the other circular communities, and then I printed it. And this one's from me, which is our most recent newsletter, Happy Mental.
So Peter, a publisher, and then BTC Curacao. I'm going to support it, of course. Look at this.
Great, no, really great. Hey, when we gonna get Populonius or those guys to the island? Make a conference about Bitcoin with
Economía circular.
If you organize it, it'll be next month.
Do you think that he is willing to come here to?
Not
Is the
Papa
podcast
Nano,
already
but
casting?
you could
Yes.
find other guys that are willing to come.
Doesn't matter.
Because I
Doesn't matter.
Andy Walters, you know,
They wanna talk.
and he has his technicals.
Yes.
Actually, we were planning this time to put some crypto or some.
So we can start, huh?
Join his thing, because I'm not good at
You live?
events.
Yes.
And the start.
Yeah, we can start.
Yes.
Okay. So welcome. Welcome to BTC Curacao podcast at CITI Bitcoin Cafe. We are here with the cafe. Thank you very much for Monique and the CITI people and all the audience. My name is Ronnie Calmera, and today we're going to give you the introduction into Bitcoin, and I will be presenting part of it, and then afterwards William, and we also have Peter here. We are here from BTC Curacao, and let's start the presentation. So today we're going to go first from 0 to 999 guilders. If you have any questions, you can ask them. And we were going to take at least 3 levels, 3 to 4 levels. So we're going to get your feet wet. We're going to show you exactly how you can start with Bitcoin. We can also show you later on, if you have a business, how you can, why there are benefits to holding Bitcoin, to accepting Bitcoin. And also we're going to show you how you can save into Bitcoin. So we start immediately right away with a practical exercise, because we want you to get your feet wet. And that is by connecting to the Wi-Fi, downloading the Blink wallet. So the Blink wallet, you can go with your mobile phone to get.blink.sv, and Blink wallet. And Blink wallet, you can have it on your iPhone, you can have it on your Samsung phone, anything. And Blink wallet is going to be your wallet. Why do you need that wallet? Because we are going to send some Bitcoin to you. Not a whole Bitcoin, but some sats Because as you will see later, 1 Bitcoin can be divided into 100 million sets. So let's go, the second one. So the tasks are here. Download the Blink wallet. If you are at home, do it also. And then input your local phone number, press send, and then you will have the 6-digit code. And then press receive on your new wallet. So we're going to send you some money, and then you are going to send among yourself. So we send you something, and then you send it so that you can, the goal is you receive money, you receive Bitcoin, sats, and then you send it also. The second part. So once you are done.
Wait, let's go back, pause, and then I'll walk you through getting there. So when the app installs, I can walk.
It's downloading? Yeah, it's installing. You'll get to a screen like this, more or less. So if, for example, I have, you'll see it, but I have 2 balances. One is Bitcoin, the other correct, exactly.
Wait, I think you have to create an account with the phone. Not
Yeah,
the
but
child.
you're still downloading, right? Oh, open. Yeah, they're still opening it. So what he's gonna do is put you can see this as florins, or you can pick a different whatever country you want, or US dollar if you want.
Okay. So yeah, here it says login or create account, because maybe you click trial account, start a trial. So we want to say create new account. And then we need to put in your phone number. And your phone number. You can recover by the SMS code they sent.
Kan je draaien en kijken of het goed is? Of draaien? Hij draait zo?
Literally.
Dat ik zie.
Yeah. Accept, right? Yeah, accept.
Ja, maar net heb ik even weer.
And then put your, change the country. So put Netherlands and Tails.
Dus 10 euro Bitcoin gekocht. En nu kan ik er niks mee, want het eerst met mijn touch telefoonnummer.
Dat is gek.
You could have told me this before I bought it.
Sorry?
Ze hadden dat kunnen zeggen before I bought it. Dus
It's good?
you could have told me that I needed a Dutch telephone.
Yeah. Well,
And then you gotta put that
Do you have
code.
it?
Put that code in there that you got.
that we
Yeah, you got a code on
work
the-
wallet
an SMS code.
Sees the phrase.
Actually, let me go
So-
over there and show you something
This
else.
telephone.
So here you have
let's say,
the dollar, because it defaults to dollars.
this good
So he's going to show you how to change it
Okay.
to
Guilders, yeah.
guilders.
Yes. So the next William. Huh?
We're just changing to guilders
Okay.
and doing the first receipt thing.
Shall I?
No.
Receipts is currency.
Yep, hit the right, yeah, like that.
Yes. And the next one? Thanks. So then next, what you have to do is set up Antillian guilders. So go to settings, preferences,
Currency.
and then tap on the
You pick
currency,
you want. In this case, you want.
and then change to Antillians. Go back, yeah. Change to Antillian guilders or to dollars or wherever you are in the world. But for Curacao, we
So
do
see, it says floating.
Antillian
You're
guilders.
going to receive. You're sending Lightning, right?
Yes.
And using the app, you want to use that.
Scan this code.
So this is okay. And now we're going to receive. So receive, and then it gives you 2 options. You can get dollars or you can get bitcoins. And under bitcoins, it says NMB. So this is a Lightning channel. So it just sends you. So just to give you an idea, when you buy something on Apple, it's like 99 cents. So I'm going to send you 2 guilders, for example. So I'm going to go scan.
Yes.
So I'm scanning
I
your
also
code.
want to show you something else. See, it had my user.
And then I'm going to change guilders.
Make a
And
username
I'm going to
Yes.
do
because this is a
Okay.
reusable address.
2
Looks
guilders.
like an email address. but-
Are we ready with the username? We go next.
Oh, we're on the
It
username part.
immediately
Yes.
translates
So
to
next-
sats. Sats is like cents.
So
on the
now,
Bitcoin.
what you want to do, you don't want to put your real name there. Because if somebody sends you, that's my opinion. If somebody sends you from any world, they don't need to know your name. You can put your name there if it is your business name, etc. But if it is private, you can put any name, because whenever this is your address, if I'm going to send you something, I'm in Netherlands, and I'm going to send you some sats, then I only need this address. But you can put your own name there. What do you recommend, Peter? Put your own name?
It's up to the individual. Maybe it's simpler to put your own name, but the point of this one is it's reusable, where the first transaction we did where we just click Lightning and receive, that makes an invoice that expires in 1 day, but this one, the user sets the amount and the invoice doesn't expire, it's reusable.
Okay, so this name, you cannot change it later on quickly, right? I think.
I'm not sure.
So this name it can be your own name, but it can be a name that is secret that you send to people. You understand? You can put it on the internet. You can put it on your website, and they can send you sent. You understand?
Yes.
So I didn't put my own name here, but you can put your own name. So this is the address. Okay. So then you can receive money. So the next step. The next step is you can receive money.
The pay code part is not ready yet, because I don't think you can do a pay code, right, Peter? Because that's not set up yet. So if you go to settings, then pay code.
Only English, but Rooney can explain in Dutch.
Yes. Yes, we are working with Blink to translate it into Papiamento. So for all the people on Curacao listening to this, we will translate this into Papiamento. We are trying to translate it.
So when you receive on the wallet, you could see Lightning, Bitcoin, and a pay code. Pay code is the one that never changes, but you have to set that Lightning address.
Yes.
First.
So pay code. So for pay code is the one that never changes, and then you need to have the address.
Yeah.
So once you have the address, you have the pay code. Okay, next. So the next step, receive. We are going to send you $50 cent, and then you are going to send. So once you receive something, then you're going to send 0.05 dollar cent to somebody else. Okay? It just shows you.
Slow down so
Yes.
they can just figure out the Lightning address part.
Okay.
And maybe you can ask the people who are watching online that they can send a QR code in your comments, and then we send the money to that QR code. That's
Okay. So if there are any people there in watching this, send your.
Put your Lightning,
Put your
Lightning invoice, send the QR code in the comments.
For 5 cents
Yeah.
or 50 cents. For 50 cents, and then we will.
Well, do you guys have questions of this?
Do you have any questions?
And this offer is only valid for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Address. Okay. So they just finished the Lightning address part, and then Rooney's saying now we could practice like you send 5 cents and she sends 5
So
cents.
yes. So first you need to receive. Monique.
They both received.
They both received.
Yes.
So how was the receipt? How was it? Was it good?
You can also speak to them in Dutch.
Dutch.
Yes.
Hoe was het? Was het goed?
Yes,
Ging het
yes,
terug?
yeah.
2-3 seconds?
Yes, it was okay.
Was okay. So we are. So it's Dutch, it's English, it's for Papiamento, it's for everybody.
So now to practice, one of you has to be the receiver and one is the sender.
Yes.
So if you, ma'am, are the receiver, then tap receive on the home screen.
Yeah. So you tap receive.
And then you can put in an amount.
You put in an amount in cents or in dollars, in 10 cents.
No. Oh, the first time, you can just say Bitcoin.
Okay. So there are two ways. This is a Bitcoin wallet, but also a Lightning, and you have to use Lightning because Lightning is the fast, and Lightning is faster, and Lightning is also with small transaction costs.
Here, like the first time they receive, it asks them, do they want to put it in the Bitcoin wallet or the dollar wallet? So I just said the Bitcoin wallet.
Yes, that's a good point. Question is, you have a Bitcoin wallet, but you can also later on, suppose you are having $100 and the $100 is in Bitcoin. Yes? It's in sats. You will see the sats. Then you can say, I want $30. I want it in dollars. I want it fixed. And I only want the $70. I want the $70 to fluctuate every day with the Bitcoin price. So this is a wallet that says you can also put it into something like the dollar, which is stable.
If you look on the home screen of it, you can see there's two balances.
Yes.
So think of Bitcoin as your savings account, and then the US dollar is your spending, because you're going to go to all these shops and they're most probably going to deal with dollars or guilders in this case. So that's the mentality we're trying to say, hey, this is a checking account and you have a checking and a saving. The savings is Bitcoin.
So if you show me your home screen.
Okay?
Yes.
So
you can see, one second, Renee. You can see you have almost 10 guilders of Bitcoin and 0 in dollars. And the Bitcoin, the price goes up and down. It's traded on the market. But with the dollars, it would stay fixed. And this app lets you manage that, where there's a button that says swap or convert over there. And then you can move it between the two accounts, based on how much risk you want to take holding the Bitcoin versus holding dollars. Yeah. But now we're back to this lady is going to receive, and then she put in an amount.
how much?
I'm going to send you.
But she can specify the amount by tapping set amount. You see the button there?
I do need to put the amount first.
She should put it first as the receiver.
So when
Yeah.
you receive,
Here.
Yeah. And then put 0.1.
0.
Try to post a comment in the chat. It says
0.1.
your comment is much too
10
long.
cents.
Too long.
See?
And then the QR
Then
code
the
will
QR code
update.
appears, and then you
It
will
doesn't,
send.
take the QR
to her.
code, it takes the whole address.
Understand?
Yeah.
So if
It's
you want to
secure.
receive, you specify
Can you
how
upload
much.
an image?
Then there will appear a scan, a
Make a
QR
picture and
code,
upload the
and then the person who's going to send to you will scan that.
Yes.
Scan that.
With the gifts that I already have, so that's not going
And then there will be something. Do you wanna accept it? Do you wanna send it? And then you have to. Okay, next below.
Maybe it's loading.
Do I need to send you?
Okay, what is it?
Moet ik even kiezen van.
Set amount. You can set amount again. 0.10. 0.1. 0.1 is also good. 10 cent. And then next. And then
100%.
yes.
Wait.
Wait.
I think we did something wrong.
This
Let's
is
start
this
over
is
again.
this is Bitcoin, eh? She's
Okay. Let me stand over the shoulders here.
okay. So you have to be very careful if you are using the Lightning,
Take it slow.
or the Bitcoin.
Three options, and what Rooney was saying is Lightning is for small amounts and fast payments, so we want to click this one. And the on-chain is like if you're at the Bitcoin ATM, you use that, or if you're buying money from a Bitcoin exchange. But for like person to person, it's typically Lightning. So we've done Lightning, and then we tap set amount. We put 0.10. Now if you scan it,
I can send it to you, but it's not a QR code.
You have to be way.
No, but you
Yes.
put that in the
And
chat.
then probably there
It's
will
too
be
small,
10
it's too
cents
big,
in there
sorry.
already. Next.
yes.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
YouTube thing.
Slide to pay. So you will check, is this okay? Because otherwise she could have sent you an invoice
You want me to send you
for $100. So that's why you check. Okay? So you are ready? Okay.
Well, I was just going to mention, welcome, come on in.
If you-
that's,
Hey, if you mention, give them.
So what was happening when you saw that fee warning was you were trying to send regular Bitcoin, and the regular Bitcoin will have larger fees. So a normal Bitcoin fee is $2 to $5. So if you only send 10 cents, then
Yeah, what do
you
you
won't
want me
be
to
able
do?
to spend it
Send
later
you the-
because the fee will be more than the
Okay, so
10
hold on.
cents. So that's why it warned you, like, hey, the fee is like more than 100%
Just
of
to
what
give you
you're
an idea.
sending. And that's where
Let's
you
say I'll
know that
send you a
maybe
deal.
they showed
No,
you
but
the wrong
I'm
QR
gonna
code.
show you something. I'm gonna.
Okay, we continue. Well, let's continue because otherwise, well. So,
Wait, Bernie,
No.
let's just answer the
Okay.
questions as we go.
okay.
Je hebt gezegd dat als je bijvoorbeeld geld, ik heb geld naar haar gestuurd, maar waar kan ik even kijken om even te confirmen als het goed is? Als het goed is.
Als het goed is in de app zelf, kijk maar eventjes. Dan staat er onder staat een hele rij
Transacties.
die je hebt gedaan.
Transactions.
En dan zie je ook ontvangen en verzonden.
Zie je het?
Let's see if you got it.
Oké, je ziet die transacties. All transactions. Zie je? You received and you sent. Yeah. Okay. So important is when you are using the Blink wallet
Yes.
that you have that you say for small transactions you use Lightning. 2, you check
Go to WhatsApp.
the invoice
WhatsApp.
and then you say you pay. When you are receiving money, you should also use Lightning and then you do that. You receive money and then you pay. If she was not here, but she was in with her WhatsApp, okay, she was at home, then you cannot scan it, but she can send you that.
Instead of sending to that,
She can create an invoice
Send
like
to that
pay me
email.
10 cents, and then that instead of the
send me like
QR
50
code
cents
that is
or
below
40,
there,
30 cents,
a link, you copy that link,
send to this.
and she sends it to
Go
you
to-
in
go to-
WhatsApp.
go to,
And then
Blink,
in WhatsApp,
and you send that
probably
email. No, paste
when
it,
you
paste
click
it,
that,
paste
your
it.
Blink wallet will open, or you can
Copy and paste it.
I'm
copy
doing-
and
I'm doing
paste
this.
that.
Just go to WhatsApp, copy that.
So so
No,
important
wait,
is
wait.
either you are close to her, you scan it, or
Okay.
you are far away and then you send it.
Maar je gebruikt altijd Lightning.
Yeah, Lightning is for fast. And then later on we will show you when there is Bitcoin, when you have to receive money, when you go to, for instance, the BTC ATM at Mambo, you put it 200 guilders in. Then you will not do that receive in Lightning, but you will receive on the Bitcoin. And then you will see it at the address, that the address says something like BC, so you know. So Bitcoin is every 10 minutes there is a transaction, and the transaction is done. And this is every second you can do it. But Bitcoin is also for larger amounts of money, and it is also the transaction fees that you have to pay are higher. So if I'm going to send you 1,000 guilders because you worked for us, then
So,
I'm not going to use Lightning.
so
I'm going to use
Bitcoin
Bitcoin.
is like a wire transfer, and Lightning is a debit charge, maestro. That's it.
Coffees,
That's as simple as
small things. Okay, well, let's go. Yeah, we can go. Okay, so you have seen that you don't need to have $70,000 because one Bitcoin is $70,000 around, but you can have sets. So one Bitcoin is 100 million sets. If I have 1 guilder and I have 1 cent, in 1 guilder there are 100 cents. But 1 Bitcoin, in 1 Bitcoin there is 100 million sets. So it is not true that you need 70,000 dollars to be able to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy a small fraction, 0.01 Bitcoin. You can buy $100 in Bitcoin, $5 in Bitcoin. Okay?
That's what
So you can download. You have seen you can download the app. You can send and receive value, money. You don't need any permission of anybody. You didn't ask anybody. And you can buy your goods and services easily. We will show you that later. So now you have your feet wet, you know how to use it. Let's go to the next one. Level 2, because you are already welcome to the Bitcoin family. Level 2, what is it? Now, what is Bitcoin? Let's go a little bit deeper. Bitcoin is decentralized digital money, which can be used as a saving and as a current account. So you can save in Bitcoin in your wallet, but you can also buy things at Esperamos, at different. Peter knows at BTC map. Peter knows many businesses on Curacao that can, and in the world, where you can buy and spend things. Next thing, Bitcoin has a fixed supply of 21 million Bitcoins. And each Bitcoin consists of 100 million sets. And it is not increasing. So 21 million, like gold. Gold, there is also a fixed amount of gold. But there is 21 million and it is not increasing. Nobody can make 40 million of it. You see? So that's why it keeps its value. Now, why was it created? To remove the need for trust. Because normally you would I need to trust you, and I need to trust a bank to send you that 10 cents, right? But now, it is software, and it is happening, and we don't have to trust anything but the technology. So, I'm going to give 3 things. The root problem, which with normal currency, is that trust is required. And the central banks, they must be trusted not to create much more money. Because the central banks in the world, every country has a central bank, and they can print as much dollars, guilders as they want, actually. You understand? But with Bitcoin, nobody can create more than 21 million. Next thing, the banks. Why was it created? The banks must be trusted to hold our money, and the banks, we trust the banks that they transfer it electronically. But what has happened in the past is that the banks, they have created a lot of more. Yeah, we trusted the money, but they created much more of it. That's the reason why in 2009, a person called Satoshi Nakamoto, we don't know if it is one person or if it's a group of persons, but they created Bitcoin. And just briefly, they created the code, the programming, and they sent it to many people. And everybody can run that program, Bitcoin program, on their computer. And what just happened is, basically you wanted to send something, you wanted to send 10 cents. There is a computer, and the computer picked it up, and the computer sent it to her address. And there is a computer in the world who did that. And there are millions of computers where the Bitcoin program is running. So it's not one central bank. You can never go to a bank and say, hey, this is Bitcoin is running here. It's running on all kinds of computers. Well, so what makes Bitcoin unique? We have currency that is paper currency. So fiat currency. Let me see. Fiat currency. And we have Bitcoin. This is currency and this is Bitcoin. So, fiat currency. We can print. I'm not saying we are going to do it, but the government and the central bank can print many of this. Bitcoin, only 21 million can be created. And every 10 minutes, there is 3.125 Bitcoin created. So the past 10 minutes, there was another 3.125 Bitcoin was created. And maximum 21 million. The second one, this is controlled by the central banks and the governments. Right? This Bitcoin, the sats, is decentralized. So it is not one organization, but it is all over the place in all kinds of computers is done. That means decentralized. It's not central. This, if I want to send it to Venezuela, maybe the bank, the government can say, Rooney, you want to send something to Venezuela, but we don't want that. That means that the government can stop it, somebody can stop it. With Bitcoin, you cannot stop it. So nobody could say, hey, you are not allowed to send her. If she lives in Venezuela, in Colombia, wherever, you can send it to her. Nobody can stop it. Understand? So, the next one. Confiscable means, hey, they can come to me right now and say, I want your money, I want your gold, I want your house, right? I want your car.
That's the taxes, right? Taxes.
Yes, yeah, that's taxes.
When they tax, that's what they do.
Yes, but with Bitcoin, who knows that you have $10, 10 guilders in Bitcoin right now? Who knows that Monique has 1 million Bitcoins? Nobody knows it. Because Monique doesn't have 1 million Bitcoin.
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Satoshi Nakamoto. You understand? So when you are seeing the Bitcoin, you are not seeing any number, you are not seeing anybody, you are not seeing any account. There is no place where you see your name with your account. The only thing is you get a big number, A, B, C, D, X, I, N, and then you see the number of Bitcoins. But nobody knows if it's you or if it is me.
It doesn't mean that you don't still have to pay your taxes.
Yes, it doesn't mean anything that you don't want to pay your taxes, because if there are... Okay, it's difficult to send to other countries. Look at this. This one, it's difficult to send this to other countries. I wanted to send $30 to my niece in Trinidad and Tobago, and then my niece said it didn't arrive. Then I had to send it again, and then she said, hey, only $15 arrived. You see? So it's difficult to send it to it takes time. And the other one, it's borderless. So if you send something to the Netherlands, to Venezuela, to whenever, it goes like WhatsApp. It's like this. Okay, so that's the difference. Are there any questions? Any questions?
We'll go, later on we'll also go.
We will continue. Now.
And welcome to the...
Yeah.
So now.
Maybe it's good to ask him if he already knows about Bitcoin a little.
Yes, I know very well.
Yeah, you have a wallet?
Yes.
You know what the difference between Lightning is? Lightning and Bitcoin?
Lightning?
Lightning Network.
Lightning Network and Bitcoin, okay. Peter, you need...
I can show you, but we can also, maybe you had a question. It's better to ask them when the slide is there.
Yes. You had a question?
Do you have a question?
Also, with the Bitcoin, can you buy a home?
Can you buy a home?
You can't easily buy something large like a home with Bitcoin. It's in Curacao. There's more than 70 places to spend, and it's like at the grocery store, restaurant, electronic stores. You can buy airplane tickets online, car rentals, hotel. But the real estate market is there's almost no one selling around for Bitcoin.
But Peter, have you seen, okay, when there is a question they can ask?
Yes.
Have you seen that people bought a home, not in Curacao, but they have bought a home with Bitcoin?
Well, people have bought a home in Curacao with Bitcoin, but it's like there's hundreds of homes for sale at any given time, and over like the last 6 years, it's maybe just 2 homes that were sold with Bitcoin here. So it's because
Not yet.
yeah, the market isn't mature enough yet for some big transactions. Mostly people don't have saved up a house worth of Bitcoin.
Maybe
You know.
you can explain that if the seller of the home would like to sell the house for cash, or for pieces of gold, or for Bitcoin, they can.
Yes, legally
So-
you can, yeah.
So it's up to the seller and the buyer to say, to make that.
And you need the notary that understands those details.
So you want to buy a home, and then that's why you're saying, if I collect Bitcoin, if I get more Bitcoin, will I be able to buy a home? That's
On Facebook, you saw in Greece, example, they are very beautiful room. They sell like 350,000 euros, and the others is in like 600,000 guilder in guilder.
Mhm.
So
But they accept Bitcoin? Have they accepted Bitcoin? Have you seen?
no, I don't see that they mentioned that they accept bitcoins.
Yeah.
So to answer the question more deeply, let's say you bought $10,000 of Bitcoin and then you waited 10 years and now it's worth 500,000 euros or something and you want to buy a house. What people are doing is they sell the Bitcoin into their bank account and then use the money in their bank account to buy the house. Yeah.
They don't do it directly.
They don't do it directly, yeah.
If it's in Curacao, you make that transaction, there's no capital gain taxes, right? But in the US, you do. So it depends which jurisdiction
Okay.
you're at. You might have to pay taxes, but here, you just sell
Yes.
Bitcoins and buy a house.
But the most important is the value has gone up. The value has gone also down, up, down, up, down. You can see that. But let's move to the next one, saving. So
I
yeah?
could also teach him the Lightning wallet
Yeah.
quickly. If you connect to the Wi-Fi
Yeah.
here,
Well, but let's
I'll show
continue.
you the app now.
Saving. Okay, so the next level is saving. So you got your feet wet, now we're going saving. After you have 1,000 guilders in your Blink wallet, yeah, then you are basically, you will not leave it in your Blink wallet, but you need another wallet. You understand? So you can take a saving is for the long term, the next one, and then there is a video, yeah, and then I have clicked on the video. The video is only 1 minute. The next one, no, click on the next one. The next one. Okay, this is the video made by Peter about having a
In this video, I'm going to walk you through the
Blue Wallet.
app on Android. You can follow similar steps to do it
1
on
minute.
iPhone. Open the browser and go to bluewallet.io and then tap on the Google Play button. This will bring you directly to the authentic version of Blue Wallet provided by Blue Wallet Services SRL. Now tap Install. Now tap Open. Now we have to create our first wallet inside Blue Wallet by tapping Add Now.
Yes.
I'm going to select Bitcoin. I'm going to leave the name as my first wallet. I'm going to click Create.
Then you take a piece of paper. You don't show anybody.
I'm going to write down these 12 words and then
Not even your husband. Write those 12 words.
My brand new Bitcoin wallet, I'm going to tap on it. In order to do my first Bitcoin transaction, I'm going to tap on receive to view my Bitcoin address. Yes, I have backed up this wallet's phrase. I'm going to tap OK. I want to receive notifications.
Okay.
Now I'm going to tap on the address to copy it to clipboard. And then I'm going to back out of this screen.
Or you receive at the...
Okay, that's all the steps to set up your first Bitcoin wallet using Blue Wallet.
Okay. Next. So most important, you take a piece of paper, 3 pieces of paper, you write the 12 words down because the 12 words are like your master key. If you lose that money, if you lose the key, the 12 words, and if you have $5,000 for your home in that wallet, then you're not going to get it anyway. Nobody is going to help you. So that's why you need to write the 12 words on paper. You can also put it in different houses of different places, people you trust. But if I get those 12 words, or if somebody gets those 12 words, they are able to take away your $5,000 in Bitcoin. So that's why you don't make a screenshot of the 12 words. You don't put it on your computer. You don't share it in WhatsApp. If somebody wants to get your 12 words, never, ever, ever, ever give them your 12 words. Because that is called the seed phrases. Anything? That's it, eh?
That's good. Can we pause and I'll just finish with the Lightning wallet from here. So you want to go create new account, accept,
Okay, we can continue?
and pick
Or not? Maybe we... Okay. Hmm? Yes. Yeah? Hmm? Why? Could you? No, no. So the video is in the link, and then you can do it. You can do it. So the reason why we put. Okay, Peter will continue.
Oh yeah, we can always get your email and email you those links.
Yes.
After too.
The reason why we put Blink, Blue Wallet. Why do we do that? Because that is
So,
self-custodial.
yes, just 1 second and I'll explain.
Okay.
I'm just going to send this gentleman his first 10 builders. So also I'm going to show you changing the currency.
Ronnie, you
We need to continue.
no, you can edit this part.
Just
You have it so you edit this part when you're uploading.
your name or
So you just
Take it out.
yeah, at the beginning, this part where you're saying, you cut that
it
out,
looks like an email,
and then
but it's
you'll
actually
shorten
not.
it. So,
Something you can copy and paste another person that's in the wallet.
because how long does the live? Yeah, you could intermission. How long can you upload or go live? An hour?
It can mean, it can go
More?
2 hours. Yeah.
I thought it was a limit, but
No, that's not.
I can understand your video.
I'm not sure if you can.
This is in Curacao, people.
Okay, you can always do that later. It's no issue. So when you receive, it'll show up here as a pay code. So you have to set the username. So this when you receive
Then you will go.
it's a valid
Huh?
one. And then this is on-chain Bitcoin, which you're already familiar with. So here we're going to set that.
Okay. Peter, we continue a little bit.
1 second. It's fast like that. So if you hand me the mic, I can answer your question.
Yes. So Peter, the question is why we started with Blink
Yes.
for cash. Why do we need
The blue wallet.
the Blue Wallet
Yeah.
if we are going above a certain
Yes.
amount if you are saving. Why?
Yes. So in the early days of Bitcoin, when there weren't so many people, the Bitcoin transactions were very cheap. But now there's many people around the world using it, and regular Bitcoin can only do 3,000 transactions every 10 minutes. So if you imagine there's hundreds of millions of people using Bitcoin, the lineup for your transaction to be processed gets longer and longer, and you have to pay a high fee for it to go through. So if the fee's $5, and sometimes it might spike to like $50, then you don't want to have a small amount on your regular Bitcoin wallet. And that's what Lightning was invented to solve, is that you can send small amounts and the transaction fee is just a penny or a few pennies. And so when you start, you need the Lightning wallet. And then when your savings are big, like over 1,000 guilders or a few thousand guilders, you want to move to Blue Wallet, because with Blue Wallet, you're not trusting any company. But this Blink wallet that we showed you, you're trusting the Blink company. So if they go out of business or if they do fraud, then the Bitcoin on this wallet could be stolen from you by the people at the company. But with Blue Wallet, the people at the company don't have access to your Bitcoin. They can't steal it. Even if they go bankrupt, that app would still work. And you're getting the pure experience when you're using the Blue Wallet. But because fees are more expensive there, that's why we use the Blink wallet for smaller amounts. And maybe you can ask me questions. I hope I didn't make it more confusing. Yeah.
The Blue Wallet is for saving.
Yes.
And the fees for transactions are higher than the Blink wallet.
Yes.
And if you want to save greater amounts for $1,000, it's better to use the Blue wallet.
Yes.
And that's why we do have the protection of the 12 words to protect you against any frauds or
Yes.
scammers, if I understand.
You understood perfectly.
Perfectly, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, we continue.
And each second the fees change?
Yes.
Like in one,
How can you
Uh,
calculate?
and less in one
Yeah.
minute?
The fees are always changing. Like there's websites that we use,
we're
like
gonna-
this one,
Yeah.
where if you're sending a regular Bitcoin transaction, you might be wondering what the fees are and how long it's taking. And then when you go to this site, which is pictured up there, it's showing you like a high fee to process it fast is right now $1. But in the morning at 9 a.m. New York time, it's not $1 because there's more people doing things.
So, for example, think of fees as when you go to a bank and you want to get in front of the line, there's a long line. You go to the guard in front and give him a guilder, 2 guilders, and he'll put you in front of the line. That's fees. But if you're not concerned about getting into the bank at that moment, you could wait till Sunday or 2 days. You could put almost no fees, stay in the back of the line, and just stay in line until you get into the bank. The transaction gets in, it's just that the fees accelerate this process because the miners will organize the transactions based on those fees.
If you
Yeah.
want to transact in the future, you want to transact and you want to buy your house, and you are at a notary, understand? In the future, and you want to transact the money right now for the house, then to get the keys, then you want that transaction to happen in the next 10 minutes. So that's why you're paying a fee so that your transaction gets processed
Well,
quicker.
I know we had the house question, but I want to bring it more back to the reason we need Lightning and small fees is imagine you're at the grocery store. You can't wait 10 minutes for the process to finish. The check has to come fast. And that's why we teach that wallet first, because it's fast and smaller amounts.
By the way, Esperamos, they didn't sponsor this, but Esperamos is one of the groceries where you can buy with Bitcoin. So you said, can you buy a house, but you can buy groceries. And it is good because food, and we hope that other supermarkets that are seeing this, Mangusa, Centrum, they can also join the crowd.
A final example is that if you're going to go to a coffee shop, you don't mind waiting. You know, the coffee shop will give you the coffee without waiting. You know, he might say 10 minutes wait for that money to get transacted. But if you're doing a house, for example, that might take a month to get the keys because you have to do a bunch of other work, you don't mind if that transaction takes longer as well. So it's just about how you want to, what type of transaction, how much money is involved, etc., that you make those type of decisions.
Yes.
And that's it.
And also last point is the blue wallet is the savings. You put that, so when you're doing groceries or something, you just pay with Blink. You understand?
With Lightning.
And then with Lightning and with Blink, and then that other is the savings account. Okay, this is important. If you are at a BTC ATM and you received money, you received Bitcoin, you received 200 guilders or 300 guilders in Bitcoin, then you can go to a wallet and you can click on that transaction, and then you will go to something that called the mempool. The mempool is the memory pool, is the memory like a swimming pool. Yeah? But there you have all the transactions, your transaction, and it is saying what is the status of that transaction. Has it been confirmed or not? So if you see unconfirmed, that means your transaction is not yet confirmed. But whenever it turns into one confirmation, I think it will turn green, right?
Yes.
And then that means basically somebody sent it to you. You know, it's not. So at a teller machine, you say, "Hey, scanned, I passed," but still it needs to be transacted. It needs to be put.
So confirm is like you actually got into the bank.
I got it.
You passed the guard. Right?
Okay. So we look always like it is confirmed, and then we say, okay. So if I sent you a transaction, I'm not going to do it, but suppose I sent you a transaction that William did 3 years ago. I sent you a transaction. You can also go to the mempool space. You can put that, not just the same as Google, you put that transaction in, and then you will see when was that transaction done. You understand? When was the transaction done? And then you will probably also see which address to which address it went.
It's a ledger. It's like looking at the accounting ledger since the beginning, 2009.
But you will not see his name.
There.
You will not see William's name, but you will only see it went from this address to that address. And an address is like a mail address. You see? I have my box, I have my mailbox, and I have my keys. My keys are in my wallet, and I have my mailbox, and I can open this mailbox. And I'm the only one who can say, send it from this mailbox to Peter mailbox. Because this is my public address, and I know the public address of Peter. Peter can send me another public address, and I'm saying, I'm the only one with a key that I can send it from this to another address. And when you look at the mempool, you will see it went from this address to that address. But it can be my address, because I can have two addresses, and the only thing I did is I send this from this to another. But so what, basically without blowing you, but you are already level 1, level 2, we are going past. You can have 1,000 addresses. All those 1,000 addresses can be in your wallet.
In the blue wallet. Yeah.
In the blue wallet. And I can, and when I need to send you 100 guilders or whatever, you tell me which address. You understand? Nobody in the world knows that those addresses are from you. But you have the key, and you can go to all those addresses and say, oh, send this, send this. That is how it works. Okay, but next.
Ronnie can also be a country or a company.
I can be a company.
So if a country decides to be public, explain all the treasuries, in other words, all those assets that the country has, they can provide that using these blockchain. They can provide an address that can then give you what the country's assets are. So the whole public knows.
Yes.
Basically, we don't have that today. You have to have laws that enforce that, but this is math, and it shows you exactly what it is.
So, just to summarize this, I have, again, you know how the banks work. You know how the banks work, and you know you have a bank account, and you know your bank account has your name, etc. Right? And if you go to a bank, you will get one bank account. Now, you got a wallet, and once you got a blue wallet, and once you get a blue wallet, this wallet is blue, you have the key, this is the master key, and this key is the 12 words. You see? If you lose this key, William...
now I have control of his assets.
William has control over this wallet.
And I can then move it to my own wallet.
You understand?
And then he goes, next day opens it and zero balance.
Now, this wallet can have one account, one address, 2 accounts, 2 address, 100 accounts, and 100 addresses. You see? So, unlike the banks, you with the wallet, you are in control of 100 or whatever. Nobody can tell you like, stop with these accounts. You can have all these accounts. All these accounts are an address, and you can send people, hey, send it to this one.
But the point is that no one knows what money you have on the blockchain, but all the transactions are there forever.
Yeah. But I just wanted to give like the power is that you have the key, you have the wallet, and the wallet has a lot of accounts. Well, next. So beyond 2,000, if you are a business, we are at level 4. We are going for the butterfly because now we can swim, right? So what does it mean? This will go a little bit quicker. So you have global reach. You can accept payments from anyone, anywhere in the world. You can put it on your website. It is tourist friendly. They have those tourists. They have the bitcoins in their pockets. It is enhanced security, secure and transparent blockchain. It is a very secure blockchain. It has never been broken. For Bitcoin, one of the problems, Peter explained this, and Peter showed this. One of the problems is that there are a lot of, with credit card, there is chargeback. So if I receive $500 from William, and I give William a course, and then after 1 week, William says, I want to charge my money back. William can do that, right? It happened by coincidence. But with Bitcoin, if William sends me the money, I'm the business. It is now, I have my private key, I am in control. William can never tell the Bitcoin network to just charge it back. Yeah, sorry, I made a mistake. So this is very important. And a lot of people, they lose a lot of money with the chargeback, I can tell you that. So it's faster checkout process, you have seen how fast it is. You can attract new customers. I will tell you later on how much customers you can attract. For non-profits, I used to work for non-profits, and it was a very difficult way to receive funds because they only receive funds from the government. But you can accept donations from all over the world. Everybody who has a Bitcoin, 1 trillion US dollars is what you can, not 1 trillion billion, 1.3 trillion dollars you can receive. Increase transparency, so you can show your people that gave you those funds how your funds were spent, because everybody can see that. they can see where the money went.
That's where the mempool comes into play. You can
This is
say
It's
where
transparent.
You tell people your addresses and then they.
Yeah, you tell them this is my foundation and these are the causes that I give. You know, I buy things at Esperamos. Look at this. I bought 500 guilders at Esperamos yesterday for my children, for the children that we support. This is the payment, etc. So this is transparent. And then financial inclusion. So many people everybody in the world, there are a lot of people which are unbanked, and now they can have a wallet and they can be banked. So imagine a lady in Haiti or in Jamaica, and she's coming to Curacao, but she doesn't have a bank. But she can make pastiche, and she made some beautiful snacks for us. Now that lady, we can pay her with Bitcoin, with sats. Well, so using Bitcoins, what does it mean? This is a couple of things. If you have a business, if you have a foundation, if you are a private person, this is a summary. What does it mean? Using Bitcoin means that $1 trillion you can tap into that economy. Why $1 trillion? Because that is the price, $69,000 right now. And the market cap, this is the number of Bitcoins times that price, is 1.3 trillion. How big is Curacao? Curacao economy, what we earn with all of us, is 2.5 billion. So Curacao, the whole economy what we earn in 1 year is 0.025 trillion. And the Bitcoin economy, in just 15 years, from 2009 till now, it went up. So the Bitcoin economy is 520 times Curaçao's economy. If we want to grow with the whole island, if we want to grow and say like, we need to earn 520 years to that. So what I wanted to say with this is, it is not something small. It is not something like, hey, don't pay attention. If you pay attention, you can profit from them. Next thing. Now, where is Curacao? Using Bitcoin means that we are in the top 10 of Bitcoin, but I heard that we are in the top 5 of the countries if you look at how much people we are. Because if Spain, there are more people in Spain, but if you take the businesses, maybe you can explain it better, Peter, but if you take the businesses,
Canada and Spain are obviously bigger than Curacao, and there's more locations, but driving around square kilometers or how many people are in our city, we're actually ranked top 5, which is, there's Isle of Man, Gibraltar, Madeira in Portugal, and Bitcoin Beach in El Salvador. They have more shops per person or per square kilometer than us.
But Curacao is we are in the top of the world for the islands. And we are very happy for that. So you can check that. Okay, using Bitcoins means, next one. Okay, here we have some debates, but let's say you are very early still with Bitcoin. So although it is $1.3 trillion, there is, I read, you can check it here, they calculated it that only 1% of the people, so 99% of the people are still asleep, while there is something which is only 21 million of it. So that means that the earlier you get used to it, you understand it, etc. Because once it's over, those other 99% of the population, they will have to pay a higher price. But that is, so now we can spend some Bitcoin, we can break, and we can you got the Bitcoin, you got the sats, and now we have some snacks, and we want you to pay for some of the snacks with the money we give you at CITI BTC Podcast, CITI Bitcoin Cafe. So, right now, snack time.
Make it short.
And Monique will be after the counter, and we will have the snacks, and then you can just, we will give you the snacks, but you can pay for the snacks. And the next time there will be more people in the cafe. I don't think we will have alcoholic drinks, but we will have drinks. And the goal is that we will have a party in here in this cafe. Once we have a party, somebody will dance on the tables, or not, Monique. Okay.
Right, you're volunteering.
Yes. Okay. So we break a little bit and then we continue.
Yes.
Okay.
Where are the snacks?
The snacks are here. So how much is the snacks, Monique? Last time it was 100 sats.
Whatever, it doesn't really matter. 10
No.
cents or something.
10 cents.
Something simple,
I
yeah.
think roasted this part last time. So
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the
You-
point of sale.
Point of sale, and then you put 0.0. William will show you. William,
Roasted is the last time.
Yes.
100 cents.
Oh,
5 sets.
5 sats?
City
No, or,
cafes.
yeah.
Yeah.
They need to pay.
So they need to pay. So 5 sats, right?
Yeah.
But if you come up here, then they'll give you a snack and then you can
Yeah.
stay in it. Yeah. You don't have to look for it.
So you got the snack?
The other amount, right?
I know you guys already practiced sending. I'm good
No.
at video, you guys can go.
Come on.
Okay, 5 sats here.
Wacht even. Working?
So you do 0.5? Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Dini.
You need to pay, yeah?
0.5 and then?
Receive? William, can you help?
Oh, that's this.
So this is the same thing you can do in your own business. So did you check how much it is? Are you ready?
So I already put 5 sats right there. So you can next.
Slide to confirm. And look at this, how she will get the money right there. Did it appear? Last time we saw it appear.
Well, remember this is the point of sale. So if you open your wallet and your
But because you backed out, I think it doesn't show it. And if you hit the X, then you can see it in the transaction list.
So the money is there right away. Yeah? She got it. No, not yet. Yeah. Give her a snack. Thank you very much.
This time, leave the QR code up while the transaction's happening.
She got her ready money. Receive?
Well, this is not the point of sale. This is the point of sale. So 5 cents.
Yeah, I got some 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, see, this is the point
Yeah.
of sale. It
This
goes
is
with
the
her.
wallet.
But if you leave the QR code up, it should show the green check, I think, too.
You can help her. Okay.
Oh, did the scan work?
She didn't scan.
You have to go in the app and scan, I think.
In the app.
Yeah, not the phone. I think that's the phone scanner.
This is the phone scan.
Oh, this is
Okay, you have to go to the phone.
The blink
You
app.
have to go to the blue wallet
The blink. Yeah.
or the Blink wallet.
Yeah, hit scan.
Okay, so you're the Blink wallet, now you're gonna scan. So you click on send, and you're gonna scan up here. And then scan.
So the scan needs
Yeah.
to be with your.
It's a 5 cents, and now you get next.
Oh, it's not supposed to be the Blink wallet, it's supposed to be the Satoshi wallet.
She's using Blink
she's
and then
using
sending
wallet.
to wallet of Satoshi. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Money here, money there, top. Is it?
Nice.
So this could also have been on the website or not.
Yes.
Correct. So here's it.
And everything is open source, so you don't need to pay. You only need to pay for people to install it for you.
You could basically leave this in the stand, and as they pay, go ahead. And then you
Next.
see
Next,
cents
yes.
there.
Klaar te configureren?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, congrats.
Good.
It's practice. It's practice. That's all.
So that's it.
5 cents, yeah.
So the point of sale is basically this: a tablet.
Right. And then the owner, which is Monique.
When the owner, which is Monique, has all this. Okay, so we can continue.
Let me get up. I'm just going to get a little comfortable over here. I think this is going to work better. Nobody trips.
We are going to continue, and now we're going for William.
What is this making?
Hmm?
Is
Dit is het.
What is it?
Ik weet niet meer wat het was.
Geen vegetarisch.
Nee, er zat geen vegetaris bij. Heb jij een vegetaris? Je bent vegetarisch.
Nou, ik eet wel vis.
Volgende keer zal ik andere dingen. Maar je kan het. Deel het ook aan jouw mensen, hè?
Well, that's really like China and some countries that are already very restrictive. America, all of North America and Europe are allowing it and passed laws. So as far as safety, like will it go away?
If you have a question,
The government can't ban it. And here in Curacao, the government can't ban the Blink wallet because it's from Curacao, so it's licensed over there. The other app that the store was using, Wallet of Satoshi, that one's from Australia. So.
Is it? Am I on camera or this is on camera?
This is what we see.
I have to stay here.
That it's a ban.
It's tight, right?
Yeah.
Because then people won't see the presentation.
This is how we see it.
So there's only.
Okay, we can
I
ban.
have
All right.
a list. Sorry, I'm just answering a question about could Bitcoin be banned, which actually that's.
Yes, we're going to talk about.
Misconceptions.
Right.
Williams.
We're getting ready to do the misconceptions. So answer those
I won't
questions.
give the answer, but it's like Afghanistan, Algeria, Bangladesh, Bolivia, China, Ecuador, Egypt, Iraq, Morocco, Nepal, Qatar, Tanzania, Tunisia, Vietnam. So it's honestly not places people even go for vacation, you know? So I wouldn't worry that would happen in a free place like the Dutch Kingdom or anywhere in North America or Europe. Yeah.
Right, so after that successful transaction at the bar with the snacks, we'll talk a little bit about misconceptions, what the common misconceptions are about Bitcoin, what they are and all about. So the first one is it bad for the environment? As you can see here, a volcano. But basically, Bitcoin consumes less energy than Christmas trees in the U.S. Basically, that's it's kind of like, why would you even bring that up, that it consumes that much? But basically, besides the fact that Bitcoin mining consumes less than the washer machines industry, for example, or any other those energy-consuming industries, Bitcoin miners actually recycle waste. In the case of methane, which is what most of these refineries are, refining methane and energy from the earth, what Bitcoin miners comes in and says, okay, instead of just dumping that methane or trying to get rid of it, and here in Curacao we used to have Isla, which had these flares, right? So the product of oil coming out of the ground, one of the things that comes with it as well is methane. It's some kind of dangerous bad thing that's not good for humans. So what's the solution is you bring it to a big pipe all the way to very, very high levels. And as you can see in Isla, some of these pipes, the already old pipes, are half of the size of the big one, which is the big pipe in the center. And that's because regulators came and said, well, that's too low, you gotta go higher. But by then you've done the damage because but the point is that these had fire on the top of that chimney. And the reason for that fire is that methane is being sent up there, getting burned, so that it doesn't harm anybody. Doesn't harm anybody. We all know what type of damage that causes downstream. But Bitcoin comes in and says, don't flare it, don't burn anything up there, just give me that methane. I'll have a generator down here, and I'll burn that, in other words, I'm burning it, and then I'll be able to generate electricity, which powers my mining machines, which creates Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is that 12 words, 24 words that get saved by the organization, in this case, the East Lake Refinery, where this wallet is storing all these Bitcoins coming from that methane burning, right? So now you have this treasury that's getting bigger and bigger with the price going up. Now you can invest in maybe cleaning the environment. You can do other things than just what we are normally doing till now. So anyways, Bitcoin miners recycle waste is the key here. Let me go here real quick. And so the other thing is that you can, just as you can see in the volcano, if you're a country that has volcanoes or has underground products of energy, in other words, geothermal energy that comes out of the ground that's natural, you can then tap on that, put those miners next to that energy, and be able to power that from the volcano or from the stream or from the dam or from the geothermal. Now you can take that energy, which is 12 words, 24 words, send it via WhatsApp, through the internet, all the way from the faraway volcano to where the city is, because you don't want to be next to the volcano in case it explodes, so you go where the people are. So now you have being able to harness electricity, not electricity, to power that Bitcoin. You don't have to do a power line, so you have to dig the ground to send electricity to the people. You just send that WhatsApp message to the people, and then they're able to then sell that to that whatever currency and be able to provide for churches, for bridges, for houses, etc., from that volcano. So now you can harness the volcano itself, basically. It's also for rebalancing a lot of power grids. In Curacao, for example, you have the windmills that power the grid, and it's maybe 10-20% of the power distribution getting from those. Sometimes you don't have wind, so what happens is that you have to then tell the Aqualectra to go ahead and power more because I don't have. So there's an issue there, and sometimes we've seen in the past we have blackouts, the whole grid goes down, and in some cases you have a demand for that same electricity, which then goes to let's say the hospital, because the hospital needs, maybe to the pandemic, they needed more power, so we have to give them the power, right? So, but what happens when they're no longer needing that power? The pandemic is over, everybody's fine, there's plenty of wind, a lot of electricity is getting created. What does Isla does, or what does Aqualectra do? It takes that electricity and grounds it, literally throwing it away. So instead of throwing it away, why not give it to the Bitcoin miners? So the Bitcoin miners grab that electricity and are able to get Bitcoins, put in the 12 words, 24 words, store it, and start making a hospital, a bridge, whatever it is. All of a sudden, the hospital needs more power, or the school needs more power, or the airport needs more power, and they say, okay, we need to, then it goes to the miner and says, can you turn off your mining rig? And because of the operation is on and off, not like in a refinery where you have to turn it off, you can turn it off, we saw it, some of the blackouts, you turn off the refinery because of huelgas or whatever they have, strikes, but it takes months to power it back on, whether you didn't get the shipment of oil, etc. But the miners can turn their demand basically immediately, and then when the crisis is over, that they're going to ground the electricity again, they just turn the switch on and make more Bitcoin.
And
So
this actually happens in Texas.
Texas, yeah.
And
Any
so
of these big grids have
They're,
this.
they're able to create more power than what's normally used so that they never have blackouts anymore.
Right.
Like in Curacao, we don't want to just make so much power that we only use at Christmas, but we could make more power, sell it to Bitcoin miners, and then when it's Christmas, the miners will turn off, or when there's demand from AC and stuff.
So it's a perfect battery in a sense. It's like a battery that the distribution, the utility companies can be using right now. So Bitcoin is not bad for the environment. So take that out of that. There's plenty of reports out there that have this. This is a great diagram that I just got in my X feed, but it talks about the Bitcoin compared to other industries. So Bitcoin is the left over there. As you can see, it's not using much energy. But you have gold industry next, the global banking system, aviation. Well, we all use airplanes to fly around. We use a lot of energy. The marine, boats and ships, air conditioning. We like to be in a cool room. That uses a lot of electricity. Data centers, surprisingly, doesn't have that much, but they're bigger than Bitcoin. Tumble dryers as well, almost the same as, bigger than Bitcoin. So everybody dries their clothes, right? Another misconception is the price. So we see the price. You saw it on Facebook. It goes up. People want to sell. People want to buy. When the price goes from 30 to 60 something, it's like, wow, bells are ringing. Everybody wants to know about Bitcoin, and everybody's an expert on Bitcoin. It's like everybody knows about Bitcoin because it's 60,000. But when it's 20 or 30, oh no, you're some kind of leopard. Have some kind of cancer or disease. Stay away. He's trying to sell you, snake oil or whatever, because the price goes up. Oh, everybody's selling snake oil, and it's the cure of cancer or whatever. So that volatility of that price going up and down is it's really a misconception. Now, why do I say that? Is because you can still price Bitcoin in terms of in this case, ANG or NAF or Antillian Guilders /USD, because the Antillian Guilder is basically pegged to the US dollar. You can also, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you're good. You're good now.
We're gonna make sign.
Don't go a little bit too. Yeah, that's it. We like that.
So it instantly converts into BTC and ANG. So these tools that we're just using, Blink and Wallet Satoshi, they're able to have the ability to have that priced in, that Bitcoin priced in your local fiat currency or your local currency. So that helps the volatility. You have these other tools that can help as well in terms of seeing it in dollars itself. Bitcoin can also, like we're doing, is being used in parallel, because you're using stable sats in the case of Blink, but you can also have it in Tether, other coins that tie itself, just like we have the Antillian Guilder tied to the US dollar, and that's done through the legislation, through laws by the central bank. There is Tether, which one of the stable coins out there that does similar things. They have some reserves back in US dollar reserves, US treasuries. They're tied to the dollar to make sure that their coin is always mimicking or following the US dollar. So you can have that in your wallet, Tether, for example, or in this case, the stable sats. And eventually, this will stabilize. Think of it as this. When Bitcoin started, it used to be a bunch, meaning maybe 1,000 people, 2,000 people in the community that were sending Bitcoins. And you see these stories about 40,000 Bitcoins being sent to get a pizza back in the day, and we celebrate all that, whatever. Back then, think of it as liquidity. In other words, those coins being exchanged was kind of like being in a bathtub. When you're one or two people in a bathtub, or even a jacuzzi, the first person that gets in is okay, great, I got my, but the second or third that jumps in could spill the whole water out of the jacuzzi, and it makes a whole mess. And that's volatility. That's the water in the bathtub, right? But as more people start going in, as more transactions, and the Bitcoin starts to have an effect in the supply in which those 21 millions are being distributed, that tub becomes now a shore, not an ocean, let's say a bay, or a pool, or big pool. So if I'm on one end and I'm splashing, then I make some waves at the other end, and I can see that volatility. But then it becomes a sea, and then an ocean, and so on. And you can make all the fuzz you want. Like you say these days, that price change throughout since 2009 and now, that price volatility is getting less and less and less, which means that it's becoming a sea, basically. And that's so eventually it will be so calm, just like the dollar is, because there's so many dollars out there that somebody buys $1 trillion here, $1 trillion. You see the U.S. spending so many trillions every year just for interest, buying and selling. You know, that doesn't make that much go up and down the U.S. dollar because it's so big. Also, banks are now able to buy into Wall Street. In other words, there's these instruments that are being used in financial markets. The biggest one being Wall Street, being the U.S. But you have other markets out there like Brazil or Canada that have the same instruments. And we're talking about instruments being Bitcoin instruments. That now somebody who has a 401k or some pension or has a fund, you know, they go to Wall Street and they say, well, they talk to their broker and say, can you put some Bitcoin instrument in there, right? Because I'm afraid of this 12 words and coming to these conferences, I don't understand much. But they can go to the broker, and now the broker goes to Wall Street or goes to, if they're in Brazil or they're in Canada, they can say, put in some Bitcoins in there. Maybe this portfolio of my pension or my fund, now I can put. So we're talking about billions. Just, you mentioned those $1 trillion of Bitcoins that are out there. So this is the U.S. banks tapping into that. And who's the U.S. banks tapping? You know, who are they representing? These people who have pensions and funds all over the world, including U.S. mostly. Therefore, again, we conclude Bitcoin can be used as a currency. So that's the idea here, because it could eventually becomes less and less volatile. And we have these tools that helps us traverse that voyage, right? Another misconception. It's always used for criminal activities. So, okay, cash is being used for criminal activities. So this is a fun fact. These are the choice for the illegal activity, or these bad guys using tools. They estimated, this is back in 2020, estimated crypto transaction volume used by criminals was $10 billion. You can see over here, estimated amount of money laundered globally in 1 year is 800 billion. So a lot of money gets transacted in the favorite transaction tool, which is the US dollar. And first of all, they don't understand Bitcoin. And secondly, they see it that it's all public out there, so they can very quickly leak their identity. And then the authorities are ready to tap on that, because they would love to have a tool in which they can have a computer, an FBI agent, a border patrolman, a military person, a dictator, get behind a computer and not get into a car or get into a physical altercation to get the bad guys. They could do it from their computer, the comfort of their computer. So they would love for the criminals to come here. And they know that, so they don't. So they stay in the cash side. So one fact is the HSBC 2006 and 2010 laundered. Sorry?
That's a bank?
HSBC is a bank. Yeah, it's in the UK. It's a very big bank, and they at least laundered $881 million in 2006 and 2010. This was done to the Mexican cartels, so giving them weapons, guns, and stuff. And this is a bank doing that. Come on, and nobody's looking at that. Anyway, Danske Bank laundered 200 billion euros. These were suspicious transactions conducted by the Russian mafia between 2007 and 2015. So that's another one. we were supposedly at war with Russia, and this was going on back then. Yeah. Some of the fines, 2008 are up since 2008, up to $321 billion of fines that the banks are paying to the regulators and the authorities to, yeah, okay, slap in the hands, no big deal. I'll keep laundering money as long as the fine is just a little slap on the face and just the parking lot, the parking ticket for my. All right, another misconception: government can ban Bitcoins. So, can governments ban Bitcoin? This is a, let me see if I can. It's just a history of failure to ban or confiscate Bitcoins. So they just haven't been able to do it. Back in the day, there was an executive order by one of the presidents in the United States, by Franklin Roosevelt. He signed this executive order because the government was running out of gold. So think of it, gold is like Bitcoin. So digital gold is equivalent to what physical gold was back in the day. And the government needed gold. So they said, this is a problem because if the people have gold, then the government doesn't have gold to back its own services. So he put this order that you had to bring in your gold, and if you didn't, you would go to your house and grab it. And that's what people started defying the government, say, we'll put it under a mattress and keep my gold there, because they were hiding it from the government. But the majority of people just obeyed, the instructions, just like we obeyed all the instructions in COVID. When there was a crisis going on, everybody goes to the bank, gives their gold, and all of a sudden you get this paper. And that's what we get, what Ronnie was talking about, this paper that gets printed. That's what they wanted. The government wanted that physical gold that cannot be created. You have to go deeper underground. You got to go, but Bitcoin is even more scarce than gold. So anyways, this failed. Well, this was successful in terms of gold because it's a physical thing. But Bitcoin is not physical. Like you said, Ronnie said, those 12 words, you can memorize it. You can travel from border to border. You don't have to go and grab a big bag and put a bunch of gold in your bag and start carrying it around from state to state or from border to border. You just basically memorize some 12 words and then cross a border.
It's also like,
Hello, welcome.
Yes,
Yeah,
please join.
Please do.
Well, like paper money smells, and they have dogs that can come to your house and smell the money. And gold, they can like detect it with a metal detector. But Bitcoin, if you just have 12 words on a regular piece of paper, a dog can't smell that. They're trained to smell government money. So their ability to break into your house and confiscate your Bitcoin, it's very hard for them. Almost impossible.
Yeah, and you can memorize. I can't memorize anything. Everything is digitized in my computer. I have AI now. I have everything is, so I cannot memorize anything. But I memorized the books of the Bible, for example, when I was at Christian, school. So I had to memorize that, and I know a bunch of Christian, Bible verses. But I was thinking about the Bible. Like, you can travel. You can travel the border with a book or a Bible or some kind of Bible. You can start writing those words. And
in that corner of your Bible.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just underline a sentence, and then maybe one of the words don't get, you just circle it. You never know. Exactly. So that's another trick that you can do. Countries, citizens get affected by that, because you're taking the wealth and say, oh no, you can't be trusted with that gold. Give it to the government, and the government gets negatively affected because they're economically impacted, because they're no longer, they have a paper and they are subdued by the government. Even the IMF has advised not to ban Bitcoin, and this is the big authority of the world, International Monetary Fund, which is like a big bank for the bank of the banks, right? And that's why in the past it's failed and it's going to fail.
Well,
so there's no.
For example, there's 12 or 13 countries that have banned Bitcoin. One of them is Morocco, and the IMF and the World Bank approached the Moroccan government and said, you need to reverse the ban because now we're not able to spy on people's financial transactions, because people are buying and selling on the street instead of buying and selling through a Bitcoin exchange where you would give your ID and you would send a bank transfer and then the government would have some visibility. So actually at the highest international level, they're trying to stop any bans on Bitcoin. So that's a positive thing.
There's another misconception we're going to get to at the very end, which is the cashless part. These governments that are advising, especially the IMF advising for them to go ahead, let the people use Bitcoin as an ETF or in the financial markets because we are able to have visibility. We know who every person is. You know the digital ID is coming. We're going to be able to know where Peter is transacting and doing all this stuff. So they are saying, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. But I will explain in the last misconception, which is cashless, that this is a misconception because you cannot ban some kind of, you cannot have this ban in place because, or that, it won't work, but eventually they will come up to a realization that their fiat currency, the government's fiat currency, it's less effective and efficient than having a Bitcoin transaction, which is a one-to-one transaction. It's just like cash. So, but we'll get to that misconception, which is the last one on the cashless part. Before we get there, is that this misconception about can it be replaced by another cryptocurrency? Because there's almost 2,000 different cryptocurrencies that popped out right after Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin, we talked about that paper, 2009, that Satoshi Nakamoto came up, and Satoshi Nakamoto was just a group of people or one person, doesn't matter, but it's called a white paper because it was written by a PhD candidate. So PhD candidate in the science community create these white papers and they give them to the peers, and the peers evaluate it, and they're trying to solve a very difficult problem. And if they can solve the problem, that's great, but they don't have to solve a problem to get their PhD. They just have to distribute and peer review it and make sure that it makes sense to this. So Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009 created this framework. These are the rules of the game. This is how we do it. And we need to prove that this works. But the only way to prove it is for you guys to start using it. Because I cannot turn this on. It was that we all turn it on at the same time and we start working on it. So that's what he did. She or he or that framework was given to the whole community as a white paper. That's how things. And so if you think about it, it was an experiment for a few years, and now 10 years after, it's not longer an experiment. Wall Street is getting into the game. All these governments are getting into the same, using that same framework. So you can't say that it's still an experiment. It's actually functioning digital currency that's completely decentralized. So these other cryptocurrencies copied that same white paper, in other words. And they just tweaked it. They just changed a few things, and all of a sudden you get Litecoin, or you get Feathercoin, or you get Ethereum, Curacao, and all kinds of William coin, whatever. It's all about trust, and people wanting to use that new white paper and making a new copy of it and see how that works. So a lot of them did that, especially in the darknet. The darknet being, that's where the bad guys supposedly are working on, because everything is dark. And the dark markets live on the dark. They call it dark because it's the internet that nobody sees. It's not indexed. So the internet is a huge connection of different computers, but it's like an iceberg under the ocean. So only the top of the iceberg is what we call Google and the searches and all that stuff. Underneath, the majority, 90%, is not indexed. In other words, it's kind of like hidden. It's dark because you don't see. You have to actually go in there, and there are tools to get in there, and that's where all the bad guys start going in there, all the people that wanted to do transaction without interference with the government, etc., or hiding something or whatever, or wanted to provide services. So there was these marketplaces, one of them being the Silk Road, that was native. We have one person, Russ Ulrich, that's in prison. It might be pardoned by the next president, but he got scapegoated, and he's, 20-something years in jail, that because he had that website, it's like an Amazon website, that transacted all these different things. Anything from flowers, shirts, to drugs, hire to kill, whatever, any flavor. And it is a very effective and efficient website. But the way to transact, you can't use checks, you can't use Visa, MasterCard, you could use cash if you arrange it with buyer and seller, but normally there's no electronic way to transact except for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was one of the first transaction coins that was out there, and after that came another coin called Monero. And Monero eventually started to replace Bitcoin because Bitcoin had some features that were more clear, transparent to the authorities, that you can see who's transacted. And Monero was very specific to privacy and security. So Monero kind of like took over. And Peter can explain a little more about Monero, but Monero eventually replaced it on the darknet because it was a special need that it needed. But doesn't mean that Monero is going to be the next Bitcoin, just because it has this different feature, because there's other features of Monero that are not as good as Bitcoin, that doesn't let it survive in the, let's say, the real world. So that index part, that's not dark.
Can I, Ms. Kim, maybe just add something? Okay, I want to add something. Huh? I think one of the most important things of Bitcoin is 21 million, that you don't change it. And also, a lot of people try to change Bitcoin, the blockchain, the software code, but they didn't manage to do that. So it is, because it is not, you don't change it, that's why it is like digital gold. That's why you can save it. Because I can pick up Bitcoin, I call it Rooney coin, and then I say it's not 21 million anymore. It is 40 million. You see? So the moment I change it, then you work for it, but I can double it. I can make it 40 times, 40 million, 50 million. So that is the basic thing. What I want to say is, because it is Bitcoin, because you don't change it, that's why it is valuable, I think. And just another example, I can create, there is something like Ethereum. So you will hear after this session, you will hear many coins, crypto. But the message I want to give you is, Bitcoin is special, and I can go to the code. A 15-year-old can go to the code and then create their own coin. In the more advanced Bitcoin lessons, we will just show you how we can create a coin, not a Bitcoin, but we can create a coin in 10 minutes. And then to finish it, I created like 1.6 trillion, or was it billion? I created 1.6 billion coins, because I wanted to make everybody on Curacao a millionaire. You understand? So if you had a wallet, I could give you 1 million of it. So that's how easy it is to create a Kur coin, a Rooney coin, a Peter coin, a William coin, your name coin. You understand? But that is crypto, and then Bitcoin is very special because it is 21 million and nobody can change it. That is good.
Yeah, we'll talk about, I have a graphic that explains that specific area of Bitcoin, but the point here is that there could be special cases in which a coin has special features that is good for that specific scenario. But in the case of Bitcoin, that's trying to be some sound money, digital, I call it digital gold. It's also a way in which you can, because it keeps value over time. So it allows to be able to have value over time. But it also has another feature, which is its salability over space. So it's able to act just like cash. When I transfer my value, earned value from a 25 Gilder note to Ronnie for his services, I'm exchanging that. But I can also keep it in my wallet and have a store of value. So there's two things that solves that gold couldn't solve, that fiat tried to solve on gold.
Can I add one point? I think the easy way to think about it is, a small drug market on the internet was able to switch to Monero, but Bitcoin is used by hundreds of millions of people all over the earth. So in order for that to be replaced, that's not easy because it's so many people and businesses using it.
Yeah. So this will explain this other misconception, which is, can it be replaced by another cryptocurrency? Well, Bitcoin, these are two graphs that I have here. Bitcoin issuance schedule. This is the money supply. So Bitcoin's money supply, you have two axes. So you have this side. You have
Maybe we want to go to the next misconception, because I think we summed up this one about replacing.
no, but the part that I want
Oh,
to
sorry.
point here is that you have Bitcoin itself. This is supply. So you have 2009. This is time based down here. So you have 2009. The Bitcoin supply was 0, obviously, and it was known in the code that by 2100 there will be the last 21 million put out, because every 10 minutes Bitcoins get sent into the market, just like that pool that gets filled out with it's a bath, and then it's a sea and an ocean, etc., etc. So this is the supply throughout time. As you can see, the supply it's less and less and less, right? Its inflation immediately is very high when it's 0, because as soon as the first Bitcoin goes up, then it's very volatile, basically. So the inflation is very high, but then it starts to drop, and then it becomes almost non-existent. So there's no inflation. The contrary for the fiat currency, so the US dollar, for example, you have year-to-date change in terms of volatility. Now this red line indicates what the Fed is doing in the US. They're constantly changing interest rates just to make that volatility go up. Oh, it's too high, too low, too high, too low, too high, keep doing all that. And then the money supply starts to increase. Increasing, and it gets all the way to here where Bitcoin gets created in 2009. This is 2009 right here, around this point. And then there, what happens? Financial market, 2008.
We gave you COVID check.
COVID, etc. And this is the money supply goes out there. So well, this is the money supply. Sorry, this is the money supply here, and then this is the Federal Reserve going crazy trying to figure out how to contain that supply down. But the point here is that this is controlled by humans, and this is controlled by math. Completely predictable. So the money supply. That's why you say, I don't know if you've heard the term end the Fed, end central banks. There's no need for having central banks, because if you can predict the supply electronically, you don't need a human to get it.
So I think the point you've made is money that's predictable is what people want versus money where they're changing the interest rate all the time.
Exactly. So that's what can it be replaced by? Of course it can. You see it here, right? Oh, this is the part that I was missing. It's the first immutable monetary policy. Because immutable meaning that as soon as Bitcoin got created with that white paper, the money supply was determined. It was complete, and that cannot be changed. And we'll talk about the end, why it cannot be changed. In here, you're constantly changing by bureaucrats, politicians, anybody who's in power starts to change it. And you see what's happening in Argentina. A perfect example. All right, so another misconception. We're getting there.
Can we go to the next one, William? Because I think it's too many slides on the same one.
No, this is different. This is the
Okay.
this is the can we play that another oh yeah, I see what you're saying. All right, so yeah, okay, it's the same misconception, but it's 40 years of changes. So anyways, here's Bitcoin. This is simple. Here's the Bitcoin. These are all the changes going back to 1974. Technological changes that brought about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is not an invention that got created in 2008. It's a conglomerate of technologies, scientists that got together, and Satoshi Nakamoto was the only guy. He just says, let me put this here and put it in these blocks in this way and see if it works. And voila, it worked. It might not be perfect, and that's why we still have Bitcoin changes back here, and they're very touchy on how you make those changes, but it's a whole. This is not a Ponzi scheme. These are technologies trying to solve a very difficult problem, and it's all started in 1961 after Nixon took away from so scientists there saw, oh, this is a problem. We need to fix. We had the internet coming up. They knew about the internet back then, and in the 90s was the real thing. Okay, so network effects. Oh yeah, this is another one. This is a simple graph here. But the network effect is just that Bitcoin gets used in people are using it for an idea, for a brand, for storing data, for market, for physical. So there's hardware involved. We see all these miners around the world converting energy into. So there's a whole network effect that's hard to replicate. To say, okay, we're going to replace it with another cryptocurrency. You got to have all this. It's impossible. All right. Same thing here. It's just the amount, tens of thousands of nodes that are out there that are working on Bitcoin. To replicate that, it's just very difficult. It's the physical nature that's behind it as well. Very difficult to duplicate. All right, so the last one is the misconception is cashless. So cashless society, we would like to have reduction in cost because as the middleman, the fees go down. It's great, you have a debit card, you can swipe. You can exchange now from person to person. You can send PayPal, Venmo, whatever. I can use all these apps and pay somebody in a different part of the world. Great for exchanging Bitcoin, dollars, whatever. It's just, I don't need to physically transact. Transactions get a lot easier. You get a lot of information in transactions. Any statement you need to create, replicate, they're all there. It's contactless. There's another virus out there, so it's going to be stopped. The virus won't get through because we don't have to touch each other. Anyways, that's the reality. But there's different types of cashless currencies. So very, very important to understand this. The first type of cash is the one we currently use. We all know about Maestro debit cards, Visa, MasterCards. We have it in our wallets. Send2 is a brand new one that's here in Curacao where you can go into a website and transact. Apple Pay, Google Pay, we know all these things. We've used them all the time, right? CXPay. But there's a third party involved. In all those transactions, there's somebody involved in the back end. Whether it's a bank, another financial fintech organization, there's some third party involved in that transaction. Without that third party, I cannot do the transaction. I cannot pay money if that third party is not there. If we say cashless society and we do it like this, that means that if I take my wallet and I don't have physical thing and I used to pay him immediately and nobody else had to know. But now I have to involve MCB, I have to involve Send2, I have to involve somebody else to make that transaction. Do we want that?
That's controversial in Curacao right now because Maestro debit card fees are 0.5%, but Visa and MasterCard are like 5%. So now local businesses are paying like 10 times the cost based on which card the customer uses at the checkout.
So I was focusing on the who's involved in that third party that wants to know our transaction. But you're now talking about a third party who doesn't care about your transaction. They just want your money. They want to have a cut on that transaction. Why are you there? You're just putting more friction in our transaction. So anyways.
They can cut you out. I think that's you got like a lot of things to sign. And the banks is also getting, every month they are getting money, and if you make a mistake, they can just shut your business down.
Right. So there's a third party in there. We all starting to get the feel of it. We saw it through COVID. We see what's happening in other countries, and we say, wait a second, I don't want that to happen here. Why is it happening here? Activists, et cetera, et cetera. So now we hear about stable coins and CBDCs. What is that? Central bank digital currency? Legal tender digital currency. So these are currencies that are up here, but they're being generated and created with this new technology that was kind of like created from Bitcoin. They basically are another coin, like all those 1,000 coins. They just tweak it, make it do whatever they want to control it, and make sure that it becomes a stable coin. Stable coin because it's the currency of the country that has that stability, right? Now, if you're Argentina, no, there is no stability. If you're Turkey, there's no stability. Lebanon, there's no stability. But if you're in the US or in Europe, there is stability. So you want to have that stable coin. Eurocoin, be awesome to have a wallet with Eurocoin, because now I can, transact, no fees, very fast transaction with euros. Awesome.
Canadian dollar.
Yeah. So that's what stable coins are. CBDCs, well, these central bankers are saying, well, you can have a CBDC. Oh, by the way, you don't have to open an account with our wallet in our central bank. You could have our member banks, our retails, MCB, this bank, retail bank X, A, B, C, D. They all have their own little wallet. But that they're distributing that centralized control CBDC, which brings me to it's still an indirect third party involved. Not directly, but it's still indirectly. Why? Because they control how many CBDCs are. Not 21 million. It's going to be whatever they want to make it at the flavor of the day. Just like that chart that they were manipulating, they could do the same thing there. Not only that, they can now see all the transactions that are going through, because they get feed from all these retail bankers of all their transactions. Oh, by the way, regulation says you have to send all that to the central bank. What are they going to do with that information? Oh, nobody knows. It's for your safety, for security, making sure that we catch the bad guys. See where I'm going? Good intentions.
Yeah, I also would add that if you don't like what the government's doing, then they can just close your bank account down. And we saw that in Canada with the truckers. And actually, there was Bitcoin being raised, and they went to the guy's house with guns and actually told him, give us the wallet or we'll throw you in jail. So I think if the government makes a digital currency, it won't replace Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is freedom money. And in North America and Europe, where we respect freedom, we want to have something separate from the government, and not that they can deactivate all your money.
And these stable coins that are mimicking these new legal tender coins, which are from any country, in this case, let's talk about the US dollar. Those CBDCs could be designed and engineered in such a way that is very close to the US dollar, in the sense that it won't be, it just 2% inflation, just like we have it now. So we've lived with that for 20, 30. It could be the same. And they might put legislation in there that says, we are not going to monitor it. We're not going to, like they're saying, there's a lot of bills in the 50 states. Some of those states are saying we don't want CBDCs in our, transacting. Very hard to do, but that could be a case. Now, there's other countries that don't do that, and they're going to be monitoring all the transactions. They want to see, in China, they do the same thing. So it's how you design that, and the flavor of the government because if the flavor of the government in the US changes and becomes Chinese or communist or whatever, they go to that whiteboard and say, okay, we're going to change this.
Can I just, maybe I can add. I don't want to make...
We should wrap up.
Yeah. I don't want to make you terrified, but because this is beginner, but this is just for you to know what the difference between Bitcoin and a CBDC is. Okay, imagine you're going to a restaurant on Curacao, and then when you are going to buy steak, that there is a camera and it recognizes you, and it says your steak allowance for this month is up. So you cannot order that steak because the money in your wallet doesn't allow you to pay steaks.
But
you understand?
Steak?
Because your cholesterol's too high.
Yeah, because yes.
Hospital.
You understand? So we are living in an artificial intelligence world where I can recognize your face and I can link that to your wallet, the CBDC wallet, and I can say your money is now not going to buy that. You understand? Because there are a lot of things. I'm for climate change and all those things, but there are a lot of those things that you can create a CBDC that does that. Because with a smart it is code, and your money can become that. But that will be advanced topic, but that is what he's telling you. The central bank digital currency can become that.
Can. The key word is can. It's not like it will be if it's a CBDC. It just can be designed like that. And the reason they design it is their consensus. Consensus is the governance. How you do that is what they call, and this is an advanced term, but it's proof of stake, which means that there's stakers that decide that governance. And you're not included in those stakers, obviously. It's only the bureaucrats and that can make those changes. And finally, the last part is the physical cash should never be abolished or eliminated. Why? If you do eliminate cash, physical cash, you got to replace it with something that's just like physical cash. That's where Bitcoin digital cash comes in. So Bitcoin was designed to replace the physical. Remember, physical cash is a limitation. We cannot buy stuff on the internet with a piece of Gilder paper. Impossible. We have to have that third party, or if we don't want that third party, we have to use a network of computers that will do this. So there is no third party involved. We just determined who's involved. It's that proof of work consensus. It's that link into that physical world, those miners distributed all over the world that do these things. That's it. So hopefully we'll get your email and we'll be able to send it.
Maybe Monique, we want to just invite you to close this. We want to first, I think Peter, you also, you want to share? We want to thank you, Monique, for being a part of our world, our community, and we thank you for having us in the cafe. We hopefully next time there will be a bigger cafe. We are trying to do this every month, and this is like BTC podcast. So when we are not here, we are still online, and you can hear us. But we want to give Monique a few. Monique.
Thank you, Rooney. Thank you, William. Thank you, Peter. The whole BTC crew, because the stats you were showing about Curacao being the top 5. If you look at the Bitcoin, the use of Bitcoin compared to how small we are as an island, I think that's thanks to you guys largely, right? So big congratulations, and Curacao Innovation Technology Institute is our name, so we're very happy that you chose this location to allow us to help you inform people and get more people on board with these exciting new technologies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do we want them to do, and the people listening, Peter? They can go to BTC Curacao.
BTCCuracao.com, and you can see all the places where you can spend Bitcoin on the island. And I think for the people who are here, you can leave your email address with us, and we would send you the link to the presentation and the videos in it. And I think we can just end with questions, and we can be up here or it can be informal, either way.
Snacks and more snacks.
And more snacks, help yourself.
Yeah.
This time we won't charge you.
Okay. So I would say go home and teach somebody what you learned today, and teach somebody how to get a Blink wallet and then a Blue wallet, and then do some transactions, and then if you teach your children or your family, that would be good, because then they are part of the Bitcoin family. William, anything?
No, I think that we're going through the very challenging times. We see all over we turn the TV on, we see challenges and things going crazy, and we live in this little paradise that's kind of like, anybody all over the world wants to be in Curacao, basically. And we just owe it to our future generations. I mean, your guys are young, but we are Gen Xers. That I see my future generations needing an opportunity, just like I got, and my parents and great parents. So this is what we do. It is for our future generations. We're low time preference, meaning that we don't believe in getting some reward immediately. We're 10 years, 20 years ahead of us. So think like that, and hopefully you'll see opportunity, and you'll see hopeful stuff and opportunities coming up down the road. So that's my 2 cents, I think.
Yeah, good.
Any questions you guys have that interesting, maybe?
So you can always email me at hello@btccuracao.com. I'm the one who answers those
Going out.
emails. and I can help you. And also, you came in late, and we showed everyone how to set up a Lightning wallet, and we can also, I can show you in a minute too. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we're going out.
All right, snacks. Anybody?
I have to.
Yeah, there's. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
And Peter, these books are also online, right?
So take.
The Papiamento one is online.